Hi, this is Apart for the Holidays. I'm Jerry Crystal, and we're having a little friendly chat about how you can make this holiday the best holiday possible, even though you're apart. Okay, so you made the choice to stay socially distanced this holiday, and it may seem like a disaster to you. But this disaster may be able to be a chance for you to have an opportunity. All right. And I'm not trying to be Pollyanna, or I'm not trying to be too optimistic, but I want you to look at this. When I think about lots of holidays, I think about being very hectic and having to do lots of travel. And I mean, look at all the movies about Christmas or any of the holidays, whether it's Home Alone or Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, Die Hard 4, or Christmas with the Fockers. uh, they're all sort of emphasizing the intensity of these holidays. And a lot of that, planes, trains, and automobiles. Who hasn't had transportation issues on holidays? So this holiday, we don't have those things. We don't have all those time, the time that we waste on that we get all upset about. And we actually can use that time now to sort of craft and think about how we want this holiday to be. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is, like, think about what's really important about this holiday to you. What is it about this holiday that has significance for you and your family, or you want to focus on? Is it a religious tradition? Is it something related to that, a cultural background, something about that? Is it the feelings that you get, the togetherness, or the humor that may happen? Um, uh, is it the foods? Is it like a particular thing that you always love to have? You know, uh, one particular dish that's made by somebody. If you were to choose your favorite, or is it something else, some other tradition? Uh, okay, so now write those ideas down. Write down the things that are important to you, and now look at that and say, how can I do some of these things still? What can I do to help some of these things still happen if we're going to be apart? Okay, so just think about that a little bit there. Put the ideas down there and let that sit for a minute. The next thing I think you really try to do is you should probably try to think about, who do you really want to be with? I mean, the way that you think about it is, who would you normally be with during this time? Who would love to see you, and who would you love to see? And think about those people and write those names down. And then also think a little bit further and think about, maybe who haven't you been in contact with? Uh, Maybe there's been a division between you for one reason or another. And so write down those names too, the people that you care about, but that you sort of like want to come in contact with again. Maybe you've only chatted with them or texted, and a face to face would be really great, through a video conference or something like that. Okay, so now you've got your people that you're interested in coming in contact, in connecting with on the day. You've got the things that are important to you about it, and now look how you can put those two things together. Look at the people on the list that are physically sort of close to you. Those are the people that you can hopefully exchange things with on the day. If there's meals that need to be created, uh, rather than auntie or grandma or someone else creating the whole meal at their place, then say, okay, you make your thing, and each of these other people who are within a physical enough distance could make other dishes themselves. And then on the day, the event, you go ahead and you have a holiday ambassador, someone who is willing to maintain safety because they care and love about the people that in their family, and who are able to socially distance, deliver these things back and forth, so that everyone can have some of that part of the holiday, of the tradition. and and put a little couple of little notes in there from the kids, or something special, a surprise, something that nobody expects. And that's the way for the people that are within a physical distance, how you can go about doing that. And so that means you're going to talk to them ahead of time. You're going to arrange this stuff. And by the way, you're going to save them time and trouble and money as well. You spread the thing around. Okay, so that's a one thing to think about there. And then the people that you want to be in connection with on that day, and some of those people will absolutely be the people that you're trading meals and recipes and presents with, but others maybe those people that are not in close proximity are the people that you absolutely have no way to give a physical thing to them unless you send it in the mail while all the time. And so what I want you to think about then is look at that list of people and say, how many of those can you video conference with? How many of them have the ability, at least have a phone or an iPad or some other, a desktop, uh, that has a camera and a microphone with it? And even if they've never video conferenced before, um, you can sort of set this up ahead of time. The same way that you had a holiday ambassador or the idea for a holiday ambassador on the holiday to deliver things. Pick one of those very intelligent young people out there and say, you're going to be the tech ambassador. And you're going to go over to Auntie's house or Uncle Bob's house or whoever's, and you're going to help them figure out how to do this thing. You're going to show them how to do it, or you'll write down instructions. And while you're wearing your mask and while you're being socially correct with how you're dealing with it, then that person can maybe give some assistance in that way. They're also just calling somebody ahead of time and saying, when this text message comes up on your phone, just hit OK, just hit accept, and that will trigger the whole process of something like a Facebook meeting room, where you can video play games together, or a Zoom conference if you're a Zoom person, but that you can set up this sort of thing so that that can happen. Also, those people that don't have those sort of devices, uh, or you feel like you can't figure out how to help them out with that, then figure out a time or a way that you're going to reach them in some other way, by calling them on the phone, by making that connection in that way. Okay, so now this comes to the next thing. So you're thinking of having this sort of Zoom thing, you're going to have, or a Facebook meeting room, and you're going to have 6 or 8 people in it, different people in all over the places. Okay, here's an idea to think about. First, and most importantly, please, no politics. This is about people. This is about the people that you care about. And so if there's people that maybe you've been separated from because of various reasons, or you've seen things differently, or still do see things differently, then as you're looking at that list of people that you want to have to contact with, write down what you're going to talk about or ask them about. What are they interested in? Try to find out, how's the fishing going? Or, what's up with that crocheting? Or what electronic games are you playing? Think of things that you're going to say that are not related to those topics and that are focused on them. Now, once again, I'm saying to be purposeful. You're trying to make this a good holiday. Okay, so there's that side of it. And if there are some people that can't if they can't be in the same room together at the regular holiday, then they're probably not to want to be in the same Zoom room together on this distance holiday. And so then set up 2 different times. Meet with one group of friends or family at a video conference, or an online game, watching a movie together at one time. And then these other people that you care about just as much, uh, set up a different time to meet with them. And the video conferencing, of course, is great for even sharing whatever the tradition it is, whether it's the lighting of the candles at Hanukkah, whether it's the popping of the champagne cork on New Year's Eve, whether it's the opening of the presents on Christmas morning, uh, whether it's lighting the Kwanzaa candles, whatever that holiday is, that tradition, uh, you can share that in a video conference. Another thing to think about is getting some little device for the person's phone to stand up on. And I'll tell you a very easy one. If you put a cell phone inside of a glass tumbler, that can usually hold a cell phone good enough for you to be able to see and talk, and you don't need anything more than that. So that's just my little freebie to you. Okay. So now you've gotten this thing. You've had good conversations. You've got this planned out. What things you're going to do. You sort of got it organized a little bit. We're going to look at these ideas. Remember, once again, test out this stuff with people if you can ahead of time, because that means that you'll get the uncomfortableness of performing in front of everybody else out of the way, and people will then be able to come to the holiday and on the event of the group meeting, the group togetherness. They can come in it more confident and enjoy it. One other really important thing is if there are kids in the household, make sure that they have their own time during this video conference, during this video celebration together. Make sure that they know they've got 10 minutes or 15 minutes of time. And if they're like my kids, sometimes they do a little show where they'd just have some jokes or show what they've been practicing on the violin or some other instrument. Uh, uh, you may say, hey, you come up with what you want to do during this time, and we'll do whatever you want to do. Maybe it's Simon Says. You have a little kid, you can Simon Says across a video conference, and there's other things beyond that. So really look at that idea. Give the kids a part of all this, so they know we're not just letting this be a disaster. We're really trying to make this the best kind of thing we can. Okay. Um, I hope that some of this is helpful to you. Just as a friendly chat to you, I hope that you can figure out how to make this holiday even more special. And who knows, uh, you could come up with a tradition that will last for generations, and it'll be known as the 2020, the pandemic tradition. We did this because of that. I mean, hey, that's how we got lighting candles and putting ornaments on trees and so on and so forth. So who knows what tradition you'll be able to create. I hope you all have the best possible uh, time, that you enjoy each other, that you have connection, that you have celebration, even though we are apart for the holidays. Peace to you.